Minecraft content has changed exponentially throughout the years. I mean, think back to 2012 with Let's Plays and Parodies, and then compare it with today with Hardcore, 100 days and huge time investments into videos. But how did this happen? How did we change from the simple editing style and slow-paced content to the extremely fast-paced attentive videos that we have now? I'm Morza, and today I'm going to be talking about 6 different categories of content and the evolution of them to hopefully get a better understanding of how content changed throughout the years. Now, without further ado, let's jump straight into the first category.
I am placing blocks in
Let's Plays are one of, if not, is the biggest type of video released around Minecraft. Even though the structure and main topics of Let's Plays have changed, the fundamental idea of it is still around nowadays. But to get a good understanding of how it changed, we need to go back to 2010. The first YouTuber to make a Let's Play series was none other than Paul Soares Jr. He was incredibly famous for his style of Let's Plays, as he made it into a sort of tutorial thing for people to watch and follow along with. This made Paul stick out incredibly. If one person found his channel, they were likely to spread the message to their friends who was also getting into the game. Unfortunately, he ended the series due to Minecraft 1.0.0 releasing, as he felt that the videos were obsolete and outdated now.
Let's just consider this a retirement for this world. But the good news is I'm starting a brand new series with Minecraft 1.0. Let's just fly it.
The next person to release a Let's Play was a person who goes by the name of X. X started off similarly to Paul Soares Jr., starting off with a couple tutorials, but then leading into the more traditional Let's Play style of content, where he sits down, plays the game, and the viewers just watch along. Ever since these two Let's Plays, there's been countless YouTubers to create their own, such as iJevon, and someone who made their entire channel about Let's Plays, Let's Play. Modded Let's Plays or modded survivals were also popular on YouTube, with the likes of the Waffle Galaxy making the End of Earth survival and popular MMOs with its Minecraft epic proportions. Minecraft had its dead era in 2017 to 2019, however in mid-2019 Minecraft seemingly revived out of nowhere. In my opinion, there was 3 main factors. One being PewDiePie, who has a ginormous audience and is bound to bring popularity to about any game he touches. The memes around Minecraft also contributed. This was around the time that short-form content was growing immensely and people were watching them like crazy. The 2-week Minecraft phase meme was one of those memes that contributed to people returning back to the game, especially for nostalgia purposes. Lastly, Minecraft updates around that time became more content-filled. With the revival of Minecraft came old trends such as Grande with parodies, and of course, Let's Plays. Just about every single YouTuber seemed to be doing them, such as LazarBeam and PewDiePie, and of course even OG YouTubers like DanTDM came back. However, amongst all these YouTubers, only one stood out the most, but more of him later on in the video. Some could call him a notable one.
my diamonds.
When you think of Minecraft parodies, which ones comes to mind? Revenge? TNT? Well, you might be thinking, where did these parodies even become popular? How did the animation style in these parodies we saw back in the day come to be? Parodies have been around for a very long time, even going back to 2010. However, the first mainstream parody to hit the YouTube scene was most definitely TNT by CaptainSparklez, an absolute icon when it comes to Minecraft parodies. He released TNT on February 26th of 2011, and this parody was different to the other parodies released, as this one used an already existing song as well as using note blocks to recreate the instrumental. It's easy to argue that the known state of parodies wouldn't exist without TNT. Most parodies before this was only original songs and only used words on the Minecraft forums. However, the next noteworthy parody brought a new style of video that absolutely changed the game.
Creeper. Oh man.
Revenge, released by CaptainSparklez again on August 19th of 2011, was known for its animated music video with expressive facial details and dynamic lighting. Unlike the small animation of TNT, this animation brought away the traditional look of Minecraft. TNT's animating looked like it could actually be in the game, whilst Revenge animation looked more realistic. Despite Revenge's popularity and praise to the animating, it didn't set any norm. Loads of people were still releasing videos that weren't animated, just working with what they had. However, for big channels such as Lachlan, Beijing Canadian, and Sky Does Minecraft, it became expected. Whilst there were loads of other parodies such as Don't Mine at Night, Make a Cake, and Fallen Kingdom, CaptainSparklez, Revenge, and TNT parodies were undoubtedly the reason why these parodies even exist. A common theme you'll notice is a dead era, occurring around the years of 2017 to 2019. As well as this dead era, you'll notice a resurgence in 2019. And with this resurgence of Minecraft, Parodies fell victim to this.
I really like this song. It sounds good. Mining away.
The parody from Minecraft Awesome Parodies called Mine Diamonds, a parody of Aha's Take On Me, became very popular in 2019. This brought back the era of parodies that was long forgotten. There was another person who was creating parodies around this time called Grande, who made parodies of songs using note blocks. Again, something that we haven't seen for a very long time. Minecraft parodies still exist to this day, however they have fallen off heavily since their peaks. Despite this, parodies will live in every Minecrafter's heart.
You killed my fucking mama!
SMP, short for Survivor Multiplayer, was a popular trend amongst the early 2010s and early 2020s. It all started with the SMP known as Mindcrack. This was the first YouTuber privated SMP, which was competed with by Hermitcraft later on in its peak. Whilst Mindcrack heavily died since its peak, Hermitcraft is still active to this day. In fact, it's more active now than it was back then. Hermitcraft was founded on April 13th of 2012, and over the seasons they have added some notable names even nowadays, such as Green and Mumbo Jumbo. Looking at data on Google Trends, we can see that Mindcrack heavily dominated for the first couple of years. However, in 2015, several members departed from the SMP due to various reasons such as boredom or not wanting to sign contracts revealing personal information. Thus commences the downfall of Mindcrack, and to this day it has never recovered. Hermitcraft, on the other hand, slowly kept going up until the huge spike in 2019, which segues nicely into SMP Live.
Are you kissing me? Are you gay? Oh my god, are you gay? Are you gay? Are you gay?
SMP Live was a server created by Call Me Carson and C-Scoop on March 1st of 2019. Every member on the SMP was required to be live during every session they played on the server. This creates an immense amount of content for people to watch. Having over 100 members meant over 100 live streams to be watched. Whilst the SMP had no direct storyline, it did have personal plots and events such as the JSLA and Antvenom music disc rivalry.
Someone in my chat told me to tell you that Stall was the best record.
It is, actually.
No, I don't actually want
It is. Are you kidding me?
He's
Stall
gone.
is the best.
Oh, jeez. He's gone. He left. He's so mad.
The teleport incident.
You can still do it.
Yeah, come back.
Still go.
Oh boy.
Oh my god! Yoshi, what did you do? Yoshi! What have you done?
What the fuck?
We're gonna
What the fuck?
Yoshi, what have you done?
What
Oh my god! What have you done?
That was a bot command. What's that?
What have you done?
You killed my fucking mama!
And the Void Cult, which required people to literally jump into the void to join. Popular YouTuber Keemstar saw the rise of Minecraft in 2019 and decided to host his own tournament called Minecraft Monday. Whilst this was a PvP style tournament where players fought against each other in different minigames, it does have relations to SMPs by creating friendships and bonds with people that eventually led to the next SMP, SMP Earth. SMP Earth could be seen as a mini-sequel to SMP Live, having many of the same members, although with a bit of a twist. The map on SMP Earth was a 1 to 3000 replica of the real Earth world. In this SMP, there was territories, factions, alliances, and wars. People were competing against each other to get the most amount of land, which led to some controversial but enjoyable moments for the fans to watch. One of these being the court incident with Technoblade and Filzer, where they both got ratted on by their friend Arliss.
Are you willing to double Techno's sentence? As you're putting all the blame onto him. Are you willing to double his sentence at the cost of you no longer being, no longer being on trial right now?
How is that?
Yes.
What is this?
Yeah, okay, Arliss, you can join the jury.
Sick. Thanks.
Thank you for throwing your allies under the bus.
Unfortunately, after several wars such as the Great War and God War, the SMP came to an end after only 142 days.
Dropping it.
Following the end of EarthSMP rose DreamSMP. Originally created by Dream and his friend George Not Found, they did not expect it to get to the height that it got to in its peak. This is without a doubt the biggest SMP in the Minecraft scene, generating hundreds of millions of views and even having communities outside of YouTube like on Twitter. However, it all changed when one individual joined, Tommy in it. He was a master at starting conflicts, and over the first 6 months he was in the server, there was a total of 10 wars. That's a war almost every 2 weeks. Despite Tommy causing all of these conflicts, it's actually worked out better for everyone content-wise. It was something for fans to watch and keep up with, and eventually led to DreamSMP having its own storyline. However, DreamSMP heavily fell off the year after in 2021. In 2020, there was 27 members added to the SMP, taking a total amount of members up to 29. However, in 2021, this number fell heavily short to just 7, and in 2022, even lower to 3. This was a contributing factor to the decline of DreamSMP, however was not the only reason. There was many controversies surrounding the members. I mean, a lot of controversies, you can see them all on your screen now. This led up to the downfall of the DreamSMP, and on April 10th of 2023, it came to an end. The current biggest SMP in my opinion is Lifesteal SMP. Originally intended to just be a hardcore SMP, a person who goes by the name of Parrot brought up the idea of killing other people in order to steal one of their lives. This put a heavy emphasis on PvP and was similar to SMP Earth with alliances and potentially dangerous situations, as at any time, someone could just randomly start attacking you. The fact anything could happen at any time leaves people on the edge of their seat constantly waiting for the next event. Unique items are also something that can create content on Lifesteal. For example, there is only one mace which is owned by Clownpierce. Clownpierce made a video obtaining the mace, and ever since it's been something that frequently comes up as people fear him.
In 2018, we made something that you didn't like. So in 2019, we made a top 10 Watch Mojo video!
You might have noticed that I've mentioned the Dead era as well as the 2019 resurgence. Well, it's time to talk about it. As stated before, the main 3 reasons in my opinion for Minecraft survival is PewDiePie, the memes, and Minecraft updates. However, there were videos released around this time that helped contribute in their own ways. For example, mods on Minecraft became quite popular again. Modded Minecraft has been a thing for a while, with huge names such as popular MMO showcasing many mods. It came back in the form of data packs. The mods people did to their games was little, however they had a big effect. One of these mods being the randomizers, where crafts, block drops, and the amount you would get usually would get completely randomized. A birch log, a useless block, could become literally the best item in the game by dropping netherite or diamonds. These randomizers became hugely popular, and whilst it seems impossible to list the main person who started it off, we can list a few people who popularized it, such as Dream, Wisp, and Slimecicle. It seemed like every single video that was posted around randomizers seemed to get millions and millions of views. Moving on from mods, mob voting was something that brought the community together. It was a nice gesture by Mojang for people to discuss amongst their friends about what mob they would want in the game. It encouraged people to be more involved in the community. However, after 7 years of mob votes being a thing, Mojang decided to remove them. Whilst we don't know 100% of why they did this, we can conclude our own opinions about how easily riggable these votes were. Take Dream in 2020 for example, persuading his fans to choose the Glow Squid over loved mobs like the Moo Bloom and the Isolager. On the topic of Minecraft as a whole, the updates released around 2019 were incredible. We had the likes of the Aquatic update, bringing new mob structures and a whole new game mechanic in the form of swimming. The Village and Pillage update, which completely overhauled villages, even adding a threat to them now. The Nether update, completely revamping the Nether, adding the upgrade to the prestigious diamond tools and armor, piglin bartering, new structures in the form of ruined portals and bastions. Then we had the caves and cliffs in 1.17 and 1.18, which was protested for years. The updates around this time truly brought back a fan base like none other. The caves and cliffs update partially happened due to the protests wanting a cave update. These protests came from the resurgence, so we potentially wouldn't have had a cave update when we did if it wasn't for this resurgence. The last thing I'm going to talk about in this category is manhunts, a style of content popularized by Dream where one person has an objective and one or multiple other people try to hunt them down and kill them to stop them from achieving it. This is something that led to the popularity of speedrunning as well, as Dream typically tries to speedrun his way through the entire game whilst being hunted down. Obviously, it's not the only reason that speedrunning became popular, however, it was a reason.
Like my frog from 2nd grade, I'll cover it with dirt and pretend it doesn't exist.
So, you know how there's 6 categories? Okay, I lied, there's 5, but look, you gotta understand, it looks better to say 6. Whatever. 100 Days and Hardcore are quite indistinguishable from each other. They can honestly go hand in hand. You quite rarely see a 100 Days video without a Hardcore video. However, it is kind of often you see a Hardcore video without the 100 Days format. Although in cases like SB737, he places Hardcore like a Let's Play whilst keeping track of the days. Where did his style of content even come from though? Well, let's start off with Hardcore. Hardcore videos have been heavily popularized due to one man. Some call him the king of hardcore, Filzer. Filzer's Season 2 hardcore world lasted an astonishing 5 years without using totems in the way that people do now by constantly leaving them in his offhand. He usually only equipped at the last moment before death rather than holding one constantly. However, on April 24th, 2019, this all came to an end.
I knew it. No! Really? That's how I die? Oh my god, I'm fucking stupid.
I'm sure you've all seen the clip by now. That speaks volumes about how notorious and impactful it actually was. It led to a whole new era of Let's Plays with people branching out to hardcore. It was new, fresh content at the time, something exciting to look forward to. Nowadays, we know hardcore is just overused, saturated, and honestly, not really what it used to be. It doesn't give the same sense of excitement and risk as people over the years have just gotten better and adjusted to hardcore. June 6th, 2021. This may seem like a huge gap, mostly because it is. However, for a good reason. Diction released his Hardcore Minecraft series, and this took the internet by storm. This YouTuber with only 20 uploads has over 2 million subscribers, and I'm pretty sure he's at almost 3 million. But how? His editing. Diction brought attention to the fast-paced editing style that we see everywhere nowadays. Whenever someone is doing something like mining blocks, always cut the video so that every single frame is just them breaking a block. This was revolutionary for YouTube, as it brought a whole new style of editing, which is literally, like I said, still around today. Whilst this was great at the time, people have grown old of these videos and start to reminisce and become nostalgic of the older, slower paced videos that we used to have. Now that we know where the hardcore trend stemmed from, where did the 100 days come from?
Hey, it's me, Luke the Notable. You pooping or eating? Oh, dude.
Luke the Notable originally started off as a Fortnite YouTuber, swapped over to Minecraft content amongst a hype train in 2019, and on September 15th, he released a gem known as 100 Days Hardcore Minecraft. This was a spin-off of his usual content, 100 Drops, where he drops in Fortnite at certain POIs 100 times to see where he can rank in each one. Little does he know what he has just done in the Minecraft scene. Luke has started a currently 5-year-long trend that doesn't look like it will die. 100 days in Bedrock Hardcore, 100 days building an underground base, 100 days in an Alaskan wilderness, 100 days in an Amethyst Tiger, 100 days in 24/7 Minecraft as Trump? Huh? Anyways, these are just some of the videos released, and all of them are in the last 2 months alone. You physically cannot look anywhere in Minecraft right now without seeing this trend. The 100 days concept is simple, survive 100 days and see what you can do. However, it's been brought to an absolute new height. It's gotten so dragged out, and similar to hardcore, people are just getting bored of this style of content. However, when you make a style of content that's that notable, it's bound to last and leave a legacy like none other. I mean, look at his recent videos. They're all 100 days, yet still get so many views. Except this one, I don't know why he did 75 days. Let's find out. Ah, okay, yeah, that's why.